Hello everyone, it's Alex from Tennis Wars, and we are here today in Austria with the team to discover a bit more about the Headspeed 2026 range. We'll start the day with a play test, so feedback from our play tester. Then we will go to visit the headquarters, especially for the design team. In the showroom they have really something special to show us, and we will finish the day at the lab to discover how to make this sound of the racket so special. So be ready for the big day, let's check it out. So we got the pleasure to play test the racket, hitting some balls with Benji. What is your first feedback about the racket?
I really love the racket. I found all the DNA from the speed range, like control, little bit of power, but a really good feel. So definitely a really good racket, I like it.
Compared to the previous version, what do you say? What are the difference?
I think first we can still feel this auxetic too, but also they improve with the new technology, the high bar, that can bring a more comfort, let's say, and also I can feel more maneuverability compared to the previous one.
Okay, we all know that people love to get beautiful racket in their hand. What do you think about the design?
I love the design because first it's really different compared to the two previous versions. And also I remember one of the speed range from the past that was a little bit like this, and I really love this one. So this one definitely I love also this design.
After playtesting together this racket, we got the feeling about the sound. It's really special. Can you tell us your feeling as well?
I really love it. First, it's something super new on the market because I never saw that before, and you can feel like kind of a solid sound that I really love, and it makes you more confident when you are hitting the ball. So I really love this new technology, let's say.
Okay, and my final question will be for which kind of players you recommend this racket?
I would recommend this racket for every kind of player because at the end of the day, this is the center of the portfolio from head. If you go from the team until the pro, you can find all the play styles. So definitely, I would say this is the racket for a wide audience.
Okay, thank you very much for all your feedback, Benji. It was a pleasure to play with you as always. Now we'll go to the headquarters to discover a bit more about the design itself. So let's go.
Hi everybody, we just arrived in the headquarters from Head, and right now we are going to have some discussion about the design for the Speed Range 2026. Hi Wolfgang.
Hi Benji, how are you doing?
I'm super good, nice to meet you again. It's always a pleasure to us to come to you. My first question will be around the design then, and did you get any inspiration from the past for this new version of the Speed?
Yes, it's not a specific model that we refer to, but it's the color identity of this racket. It's black and white, so we try to keep the balance between the history where we come from and then also setting with the new design setting us apart from the current model.
And you were talking about the colorway. Why did you choose black and white?
Well, that goes back to 2009 when we introduced the Speed with Djokovic, and back then all the major colors have been taken for the other silos, like blue for the Instinct, for instance. So we had to find something that stands out in the portfolio but also sets us apart. And in the end, the fun fact is we chose white because it's a combination back then of black and blue, black and orange, and then we had black and white. So that's how we came up with white for the silo identity color in the end.
What was the toughest decision design for this new range in 2026?
I think it's a detail. Like we had like a glossy option and a matte finish for the racket, and both colorways look very interesting. The glossy one looked super cool, very amazing, but in the end we had to take a decision whether we go matte or glossy for the finish, and since the Speed Legend had to become a glossy finish, that's why we ended up with the matte version.
Can you share with us just a small detail that you have on the racket that maybe some people can miss?
Yes, for sure. We know the design very well, but maybe some people, they will miss out on the racket silhouette that we have inside the shaft, and it features all the technical specification of the models. So that's a very neat detail, and I hope people won't oversee it. We like it a lot. It's a nice feature.
Yeah, I really like it. And also I have another question because we spoke a little bit about the DNA from this new racket and the Speed in overall. How do you do to still improving and just keeping this DNA from the Speed?
Yeah, it's a tough one because it's in this monochrome color world, color scheme. But I think the spray paints, they have a lot of options for making it more exciting, the details, like a flip effect on the spray paint, or maybe the finishing detailing on the decals. So there are some options, and for sure we'll find some new exciting options in the future as well.
And my last question will be, if you can describe this racket in three words, what will be?
Minimalistic, elegant, and high performance.
Perfect, I love it.
All right, great, thank you.
You're welcome. And right now we are going to go to the lab just to check all this new sound technology with the rest of the team.
So we are now at the lab to discover how you make this sound of the Racquet so special. So we are here today with Stefan. Stefan, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, hey, I'm Stefan. I'm the R&D manager for pre-development here at Head Racquet Sports, and I do the global development for pre-development for tennis rackets at Head Racquet Sports.
So we can say that you are the genius of this sound, right?
No, that's completely not true. It is always a team effort. We have many people contributing to the clever stuff we are doing.
So we playtested the Racquet this morning with Benji, and it was really a good pleasure for us. But we heard something really special, is the sound of the Racquet. Can you tell us a bit more about what is different between this one and the previous version?
So we spend a huge effort into this new Extreme 2026 for engineering the sound to our demands. In the last year, the sound gravitated a little bit from being crisp to more dampened. And with this version, we reversed that trend and we were going back to a sound which we call extremely solid, something like this.
So we have a lot of fans who are really deep to the product. How do you measure and test this Racquet in your beautiful lab?
Okay, in this lab, we are not directly doing the measurements because the measurements are happening on the court. So one really important thing about tennis rackets is that it is a sound source, and this sound source is moving around our head. So we go to the play court and we have microphones in both ears, and then you can really judge how the racket is sound. And afterwards we come here with these files that we record on the court, and we do the aftermath and the processing, data mining and stuff like this.
What was the biggest difficulties to measure, to understand, and to see that Racquet can be in every hands of every tennis players?
Yeah, basically it's a very complicated process because we are talking about sound engineering, and you want to engineer the sound of this one. And the kind of engineering is that we want to control the emotions. So you must have confidence, you must be attracted to the sound, you must have positive feedback or something like this. And these terms are all not technical. How to engineer something that is not technical. And therefore there's a methodology which is called psychoacoustics, and we really try to dig deep and get a best understanding there, and to sharpen the sound of each tennis racket and especially of this speed. Yeah.
We came a couple of years ago about the gravity, and I remember the whistling of the racket was pretty obvious for all of us. It's completely different. How you can describe those two rackets in terms of sound, and will it be the same for the next Radical, for the next rackets overall at Head?
Our plan at Head is to have a sound engineering of all of our rackets. So, and if you go to our landscape of our tennis racket, this is the compass where you have spin, touch, power and control, where the gravity is on the control and touch section, and the extreme, for example, on the spin and power section, to have distinctive sounds. The speed is there, the most important one, because it's really in the heart, in the middle. It should be everybody's darling. This is an almost company-defining product, so it's a huge product for us, and we want to give it something special there. Let me give you, I go a little bit banana, but excuse me. The extreme sound shall be for spin and power, so it shall be loud and aggressive. Okay. It would be like something like nyang, 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 nyang. Okay. And if you go for the gravity sound, that should communicate, control and touch. It would be like a V8 engine of an American supercar. And this one is right in the middle there and shall give you confidence, shall be sporty, but not too much, shall be high value, communicate quality in all levels. Yeah.
So I think all the crowd will be excited to see the Extreme. The next Extreme should be the same sound as you did, huh? I hope that.
I hope so.
So you give us some ideas about what kind of sound for this specific speed. What kind of sound sounds familiar for you and you can describe for the crowd?
Yeah, one metaphor that we use many times is from the car companies. So if you take a German premium car, sports car, and you slam the door, and the retailers normally communicate, that's high value, that's solid, or something like this.
I understand, yeah.
So a premium German sport car would be a good example. A little bit on the sporty side, probably, because we want to speak here high performance for the tennis players.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the car example was really clear because when you close the door, the sound is way different from a really cheap car and to a premium one. So it's definitely a premium racket because the sound is crazy. I would like to thank you, Stefan, for this experience. Also for the sounds you made for this racket. Excited for the next ones. I know that it's not only you, but thanks to the team. I think it's the wrap for this video. Thank you for the head team to welcome us on site to playtest the racket, get insights from Wolfgang for the design and of course for you giving us the information about the sound. So if you want more information about this racket or any head products, go on our website, Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe or Tennis Only. Thanks for watching.